Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
And we give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez. And in tonight's game plan, former Gilas women's member Danica Jose joins us this time alongside Bea Fabros to discuss the bright spots in the national team's game versus Australia in the FIBA Women's Asia Cup.
We'll also chat with Philippine women's football team members Ina Palacios and Shai del Campo after their epic sweep of the AFC Women's Asian Cup qualifiers. And we'll check in with Cignal HD Spikers' new recruits, Angeli Araneta and Bea General. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game.
We begin tonight with the big announcement. The Pac-Man, Manny Pacquiao, says he is retiring from boxing after 26 years. Needless to say, it has been one heck of a career mula sa ating pambansang kamao. 62 wins, 39 knockouts, and 8 division world championships to cap off 4 decades of world-class boxing. Congratulations to the one and only Manny Pacquiao.
Echoing the words of the Pac-Man on Twitter, and I quote, "To the greatest fans and the greatest sport in the world, thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful memories. This is the hardest decision I've ever made, but I'm at peace with it. Chase your dreams, work hard, and watch what happens. Goodbye, boxing." End of quote. Meanwhile, let's celebrate women in Philippine sports with an all-girls episode tonight. We begin with 2 of our former Gilas women members, Bea Fabros and Danica Jose. Girls, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hey, good evening. Thank you
Hi,
for
good evening.
All right, so Bea is actually used to this, giving us key points of what Gilas did well in their previous game. But now, we're going to have Danica give her key points, and then Bea will disagree with them and tell us why.
And then you host the show, and then me and Pao will move
then
out
we'll
and
stop.
walk out.
We'll just listen to you girls fight the entire time. But all right, but all joking aside, Danica, your first point here, Janine Ponteo's outside shooting. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, so Janine Pontejos, her game yesterday was quite remarkable, especially on the offensive end. She had 3-pointers, a total of 13 points in the game. And not only did her scoring really pave the way for the Gilas women's last night, but her leadership on the court. If you could see her hustle inside, a lot of players were really following. She scored 12 points, and following it up with one of the newest players in the team, Christine Cayabyab, with 10 points. So if you could notice the game, comparing it with China, the scores were evenly spread out. 6 or 7 players, I think, from the game yesterday were able to contribute offensively, especially at the start of the game. If you would notice that they really banked on their triples in the first quarter, which was very evident because the lead was only up to 12 against Australia. And eventually, Australia really had to silence the crowd already with Philippines in the second half.
That was a great crowd
Yeah.
rooting for the Philippines. And yes, even Pao was so excited after that first quarter where the biggest lead was 12. Bea, what do you say?
Well, for me, we all know that the top scorers of the Gilas team would always be either Afro Bernardino or Janine Pontejos. Yesterday against Australia, it was Janine Pontejos shot the lights out, finally getting her groove once again. And she's really proven that she has mastered the style of play in the international scene. With a super quick catch and shoot, her range from the 3, she makes it look so easy when it's 2 to 3 feet away from the 3-point line. And really her arsenal of skills and her composure, her leadership on the court was so evident last night.
Just a bit more on Janine, Danica, I want to ask you in particular because she actually had a slow first half. In fact, she was only 1 of 3 from beyond the arc, only 3 points. But then, iba yung aggressiveness niya in that second half, in the third and the fourth. What does that say about yung mentality niya, and especially when we hear the term shoot or shoot, I think we have to think of Janine Pontejos.
Yes, Janine Panteos really has that scorer's mentality, and she's really licensed to shoot. That's her role in the team. She just really embraced her role. And if you would notice the game against China, she was looking for her game. She was finding her rhythm. And buti na lang, nakita natin in Australia when she was able to launch 3 triples during the game, which was really a confidence booster and hopefully maging momentum na siya for their game tonight.
And that's kind of related to what Bea mentioned last night, that go hard
Yeah.
mentality, the never say die mentality, and just underscoring what she said last night. Now, Danica, you also mentioned, or you also want to highlight a couple of other players from last night's game, correct?
Yes.
Who are the players?
Actually, Tin Cayabyab and Camille Clarin were
Yeah.
actually the main spark plugs of the game last night. I was actually very surprised, and in fact, I commend them for their hustle and aggressiveness, especially on the offensive end. You would notice they weren't really playing as rookies. They really proved that they deserve to be on the spot, on the slot in the team right now. And the experience that they had in FIBA 3-on-3, dinala talaga nila sa game yesterday. Cayabyab scored 10 points, and the good start of Camille Clarin during the game was very evident that she was really showing her toughness as a player, and she could be the next Janine Ponteos kasi all of them were licensed to shoot. Coach Pat set up a lot of plays for the shooters. They were calling stack and one, setting those staggered picks and making those screens just so they could open up the shooters. And they were really able to execute that plays from the start.
Bea, so interesting words that were just said there. The next Janine Ponteos, Camille Clarin, really? That's a big title to have. Also, Cayabyab did have a solid start. Your thoughts on their performance?
To the point of Danica, I think that Cayabyab and Camille Clarin could be the next Afril and Janine of the Gilas team. For Camille Clarin, she said it perfectly. She was the spark plug, instant offense. Aside from the fact that when she enters the court, the crowd goes wild with her family traveling miles and miles just to watch her live in Jordan. She provides instant offense. When she entered, she scored 5 straight points. And you can see her calm and composure. Parang hindi talaga rookies yung sinabi nga ni Danica. Despite Australia doing the press, she's able to locate the open man. She's able to recognize when she's open. She knows when she should drive hard to the basket. On the other end, for Cayabyab, for me, she was really the revelation. After a scoreless night against China, she exploded with 10 points. She was beating her defender off the dribble and then suddenly pulling up with a jump shot. She was sizing up her defender. You could see that she was really confident. She would even slap her chest when she's able to score a basket. So you can see that she's really pumped up to be in this level and that she can perform here in the FIBA Asia.
Yeah, that whole family setup trip by Camille's family was tremendous. She was also in the press conference after, and she did say that she believed that they played better from a mentality standpoint in that game against Australia. Okay, Danica, excuse me, your third point is what about the team?
Well, the outside shooting of the team was really evident at the start of the game. And I think it's worth noting also that while it's true that a lot of new players stepped up like Cayabyab and Clarin, you could also notice that it is really the future of the team. It's really in good hands. Mm-hmm. So for them to be able to contribute that much at this early point in time, you could see that there's really a future in the women's team with Clarin, Fajardo, and Cayabyab stepping up as early as now. And not to mention that, not only that, but also Rian Nabalan, Kate Castillo were also present as being one of the core veterans. They really played as a solid unit and made the necessary adjustments, especially when they learned all of the things that they had to take out all the bad habits against China.
Bea, we talked about the outside shooting last time as well, that the team had to shoot well if they wanted to have a chance. But the way that we're running our offense right now, I know that we are playing this way because of the lack of size. But do you feel that this shooting, this type of hunting for the three, no matter who has the ball, we saw Claire Castro take three-pointers as well. Do you think that is going to be a part of the identity, the DNA of the women's team moving forward in future competitions?
Well, definitely having a very small lineup going up against the giants in Asia. you're really be banking on your outside shooting. And after shooting just 6 3-pointers against China, they almost doubled that output with 11 threes. And it's great to see also that it was scored by 6 different players. So you can really see how the team focuses on their outside shooting and really tries to improve that. And with their 11 threes last night, hopefully they can continue to bring that in their game against Chinese Taipei, because as I mentioned last night, it's always about improvement. And hopefully they can have an even better shootout tonight.
Bea, Danica, thank you very much for joining us. I'm upset we didn't get to fight, but again, we're so glad to have you here.
Have another chance next time.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, Pao. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, don't forget to continue supporting our Gilas women who will compete against Chinese Taipei in Group B of the FIBA Women's Asia Qualifiers tomorrow, 12 a.m. Manila time. After the break, we'll catch up with Philippine women's football team members Ina Palacios and Shai del Campo as they look back at their epic sweep of the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. Stay tuned. You're watching the game. Welcome back to the game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. After finishing 8th in the 2018 AFC Women's Asia Cup, 6th rather, the Philippine national football team has now booked their second straight appearance on the Asian Cup stage in 2022. Joining us tonight to look back at the qualifiers and what lies ahead are members Ina Palacios and Shai del Campo. Ladies, welcome to the game and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
All right. So first of all, congratulations. What a
Yeah,
ride
very
it was in Jordan, and you were what a ride it was in the qualifiers in Uzbekistan rather. And we were able to get some of your teammates' thoughts on how the qualifiers went. That 2-game experience in dramatic fashion. You girls left it late every single time. So Shai, what does this mean to you to win in that particular fashion? And what does it say about yung mentality ng team?
Coming from a long break, it's really like exciting coming into a new team, a new coaching staff. So everything was so new. So for us, I think it's very a good opportunity to showcase what the new team has or will show for the upcoming in India for the qualifiers. May you repeat the second question?
No, basically, what does it say? Talk about the mentality of this team, because really, you girls never gave up. You went down, especially in that first game, and you left it very, very late. But then, really, never gave up and never stopped fighting. Really.
Yeah. So coming in for this, like I came in for the second half, and then you just feel the tension between the two teams we played against. So it was really nerve-wracking kasi up to the last minute we were just trying to hold up the game for the first game with Nepal. So it was really tough since they're a good team. Like technical wise, they're really smart with the ball. So I guess for us it's really great since it's a new team. So as I said, it's a new team. So not everyone had like their chance to train as one. But then, given that opportunity, in the last minute, we were able to perform well.
Okay, just real quick, from a lot has been said, obviously, about the team. Your teammates have said some stuff already about the success of the qualifiers on the show. I just wanted to ask, what kind of training did you have in California that you saw that gave you the confidence that you were going to do well in the qualifiers in Uzbekistan? You know, because you guys were all together, you were separated also by groups, but you know, a lot of people were also new, a lot of teammates were new, and it's a different kind of setup in this pandemic and this training in California. A lot has been said about it. What did you see from that training session?
I think one great factor would be the coach having to train us in different types of formations, and for us to be able to know how to play all kinds of formations made us all adaptable and flexible, very versatile in the field. And I think, especially in the Nepal game, that really showed. I think towards the end, our coaches just told us, hey, you got to play two at the back. So you're playing with two defenders, and then everyone was up there, including Shai. So that for me really made it, well, at least I felt confident that we'll be able to adjust no matter what the situation would be, because we were trained to play the different kinds of formation that we had.
You know, Ina, right before this show, we actually asked a couple of questions, and we asked, you know, who impressed the most in your opinion? And then you being the captain that you are, you said that the whole team impressed you. But Shai actually gave people that impressed her the most.
Specific.
So, specific people.
Yeah.
So, Shai, could you tell us who impressed you the most during the qualifiers and why?
Like I said, I mentioned Maya and T. So for Maya, I said that how, like, coming from the bench, that opportunity that coach gave her for the second game, she really put in the effort and showed how the challenges isn't like something that can limit her performance. Yeah, given that we're separated from the other team, so that's that made me really proud for like doing her best and having an assist for the second game. The second one I chose T, since it's my first time playing with her. Coming into the game, I saw how she's really determined to play, like to be with the team, and she, like, during that game, she encouraged me to try to score. And when that chance, like the first game for her first goal came, I was like happy to see her scored. And yeah, and then of course the whole team. Everyone showed great effort. Because, you know, everyone really supported on and off the bench. Everyone gave effort.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the team.
Speaking of the team, boom, you brought it up. Exactly.
Well, we want to find out certain characteristics that you might know about your team that we don't know, di ba, Pao?
And we're gonna find out because, of course, we want to know about the lighthearted moments as well. And this is a chance for Ina to actually name people specifically.
Yan.
Kasi that's really what we're after also. So, Ina, we're gonna start out with you here. So, I'm sure you guys have celebrated and you already know each other's habits. You've stayed with each other for an extended period of time. Sino ang pinakamatakaw sa team ninyo?
I'd say the Castañeda sisters.
Wow.
Castañeda sisters.
Wow, called out.
Oh nga eh. It's not just one. They called the entire family there. Grabe.
No, they really take their time eating. I also take my time. I think the three of us would always be the last, but I don't eat the most. But they really love their food. Wherever they go, they always explore what kind of food they have in that place.
Well, you know, that's a good...
for that.
Sorry, I was just about to say that's a good reputation to have.
Yeah. No,
It's not bad.
I'm not upset about that.
That's not bad. All right, let's talk about attitude and swag. Who has the most from your teammates? Yung may, you know, has got a lot
Shai.
of... Who?
Shai has the most swag. Bakit?
We call her Shai Doll, actually, because she's our idol.
Shai doll. Like, what was the moment that earned her that nickname?
When she was balling with all the awards in UAAP and just
Champion
gathered all awards there.
Champion eh. Okay.
All right, so of course, this is not the last time that this team's going to come together. We're going to wait what happens, especially in the Women's Asian Cup. But then, in your opinion, Shai, I think I want you to answer this. Who among your teammates rather will end up crying the most, win or loss?
Emotional,
after
you
the
know,
game, so the most
emotional.
emotional,
Right.
the one who
It's a
give
good question.
the best speeches, and the one that will really shed all the tears.
I think that would be Haley.
Okay, okay.
I think
For a
that would
while
be
there,
our co-cap.
okay, Haley would do that. Okay, so we're gonna see whether or not we can get her on the show soon, and then if
We'll
whether
ask
or not
them the
she'll
same
agree.
questions.
Oh, that's the same question.
Let's
Baka
see
ikaw
if
yun
all,
eh.
let's see if all those answers are the same for everybody. Hey guys, we appreciate your time and thank you very much for talking to us as you are in quarantine right now. Thank you, Ina. Thank you, Shai.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and best of luck, of course, in your training ahead of the 2022 Asian Cup. Now, when we return, we'll check in with Cignal HD Spikers' new recruits, Angeli, Araneta, and Bea General. Stay tuned. You're still watching The Game. We're back with you here on The Game. The Cignal HD Spikers are doing recruitment assignment early on as they look ahead to the next PVL season. Awesome Nation enlisted the services of veteran opposite hitter Angeli Araneta and libero Bea General. Both last saw action during the pre-pandemic times. Now, meanwhile, national team pool setter Jel Cayuna, who also played in the recent Open Conference, will soon be donning red with the trademark hair ribbons. And tonight, two of the newest Cignal recruits, Angeli Araneta and Bea General, join us live to share how their lives are becoming awesome with the HD Spikers. Congratulations and welcome to the game, Angeli and Bea. And welcome to the Cignal family.
Hi, thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, good evening. Now, first of all, being part of the Cignal HD Spikers, especially after being out of action since, I guess, pre-pandemic, it's been a while. How does it feel knowing that you're on the path to getting back on the court, Bea? Bea?
Hello?
Hello. Yes. So, how does it feel knowing that you're on the path going to get back on the court
Oh,
after
babalik na.
Being on break for quite a long time?
Yeah, super excited and ayun, matagal na din kami hindi nakapaglaro almost, siguro mga 1 year na. And ayun, excited and very happy na.
Quick question, Bea. Libero pa rin ba ang posisyon mo pag balik mo maglaro sa Cignal?
Yes po.
Okay, okay. Kasi alam mo naman,
Oh, yeah.
pwedeng mag-iba.
Yeah, things can change.
Yeah.
Things can change.
Angeli, how are you? First of all, it's been a while, di ba? Yun nga, since you've played and now you're coming back as a professional. Can you put that in perspective for us? How does that feel and has it sunk in with you already?
Actually, personally, Boom, I'm very excited and I'm much more looking forward to training with the team and experience the system of Coach Shaq since ako 2 years na eh.
Oh.
I got injured last 2019, so matagal-tagal na rin.
How was that process for you, yung recovery mo from injury? Are you completely healthy? What did you need to go through to get to the physical point that you are now?
Sobrang hirap siya. Hindi lang yung physical combination na rin siya ng mental toughness. Pero every day, I try to get better para syempre yung goal ko na makalaro ulit. So eto na rin, na dumating na yung parang call na nabigyan na ako ng chance ng Cignal HD Spikers. So very excited talaga.
Bea, in the time na hindi kayo naglalaro ng volleyball or hindi ka naglalaro ng volleyball, prior to the start of the PVL season, nagkaroon ng pandemic. Tumigil ka rin ba ng training or did you try to stay in shape hoping na you would get the team eventually? Anong ginawa mo during that time?
Actually, hindi naman ako nag-stop kasi puhunan na namin bilang athlete yung katawan namin. And dito, nasa province ako ngayon. So, mas maluwag yung sistema dito kumpara sa Manila. So, nakakapag-gym ako, nakakapaglaro ako ng volleyball.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pero doble ingat pa din.
Of course.
In
Selos ako
shape,
eh.
at least in
Yeah.
shape.
You know,
in condition.
I'm just so jealous that she can play sports
Oo,
right now. Oo.
Tinatawag na sa volleyball, nakakapaglaro ka ba? May bola? Nakakapagbola ba?
Yes po.
Ayun.
Yun.
That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Angeli, obviously being part of Cignal, I'm sure it's a great honor and you're happy to be here. But can you tell us a bit about yung pitch sa'yo? Like, what did they tell you about Cignal? What are they going to become in the next season?
Actually, I believe na the Cignal HD Spikers right now is a rebuilding team. Coming from the last season, di ba? They were the last place, I think. Yeah. So, rebuilding team to. So, by next year, since the PBL season was moved to February, I think you can expect us na yung goal namin na mapunta sa top 4. You know.
Nakatulong ba, and both of you can answer this question, nakatulong ba na naurong ang PVL? Because originally, di ba, ang target was supposed to be November, and ngayon, they are looking at the February start of the conference. Yun ba nakatulong sa inyo in terms of trying to get back, especially from a physical standpoint? And any of you can answer.
Actually, nakatulong siya kasi magkakaroon kami ng mas mahaba pang training with the team and mas makapagpa-condition pa kami and mapaghandaan pa namin yung liga.
Well, you know, Bea, you mentioned a while ago that nakapagbola ka na, able to play on a, I'm not sure if it's a regular basis, but I'm sure in a safe manner. But then how would it feel for you? Na-envision mo na ba getting back on the court, playing at the highest level of volleyball in the country?
Siguro, ako kasi naka-mindset na din naman ako na if ever man nababalik ako sa professional league, dapat I'll give my best na din. Kasi ito na career ko to and passion ko din to.
Yun na nga, no? Yun yung minsan na we tend to forget, career na to no? Because you guys are now professionals and we welcome you to the Cignal team. We welcome you back to volleyball action. We're excited to see you, Angeli, again, and excited to see you, Bea, to play the sport that you love. Maraming salamat. And if you have anything else to say, well, this is your chance, Angeli.
Well, personally, first of all, I would like to thank the Cignal coaches and management for believing and trusting me to play for them. And yun, say hi din ako sa family ko na nag-support sa akin all throughout.
How are you, Bea?
Thank you po sa Cignal management, sa coaches, sa mga players na binigyan po nila kami ng opportunity makapaglaro ulit sa pro. And thank you kay God and sa family ko for supporting me.
We can't wait. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us, Angeli and Bea.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And for the rest of you, thank you very much for watching us tonight. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sport Plus. I'm Paul De Rosario, dressed like Boom Gonzalez, and this has been The Game.